Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the finals of the SCG Regional in Chicago, hosted by Nerd Rage Gaming. I'm your caster, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-host, Samuel Jefferson.
Hello again.
And here we are, with the table just way off.
Not even close.
Not even,
But you can see it, and that's the
not
important
even
part.
remotely close. But we're gonna see what we can do about that. Until then, we've got Jeremy D versus Zach S. Red Black Aggro versus Grixis Emerge.
So, on some level,
Yes.
these are very similar decks.
Oh yeah.
They have the Haunted Dead, Prized Amalgam, Scrappy Scrounger engine
Mm-hmm.
sort of in common. It's very quiet now.
It is now. We too now have to be very quiet. Most of the players already have left. It is now just us, the finalist, one judge,
Yeah.
and a
In
bush,
glory.
and a and a glory for who will be crowned the SCG Finals winner. Boy, is this table crooked. Looks like Zach gonna be on a mulligan here. Jeremy on the keep. Nice, nice, very nice table. Not as tilted anymore. Looks good. Looks much better than before, Samuel. Samuel, I want to say, out of the best play I've seen all night, it was probably that table being moved.
Probably.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Either that or the uh, one turn 20 damage.
Correct.
That's pretty strong.
The one turn 20 damage was also pretty good.
Oh, we're gonna keep
Zach,
6.
yeah, he's gonna take his scry and see what he can do. Boy, did it just get silent in here.
Gonna reveal a swamp.
Crypt Breaker.
Get a Crypt Breaker out there.
Ooh, spooky Crypt Breaker. Just in time for Halloween.
Yeah. Well, a few months early for Halloween.
What month is it?
It's October.
Oh.
That card came out well before that.
Oh, but now he's coming out of the crypt right now. Jeez, don't scare me like that. You gave me a real spook.
Happy Halloween. Zach gonna get a hug.
Oh, gee, that's a good hug.
There's 8 hugs in this finals.
There's a lot of hugs.
I'm just so glad that we can all hug each other this much.
Everyone's just trying to give some hugs, dude. So we have a Haunted Dead now in hand. That probably wants to hit the yard at some point.
Maybe it'll get a hug. Oh,
Just-
we're going to hold up discard. I
Yep.
assume. Pass to Zach. Zach is gonna get another hug. Just in time to discard a Prize
jeez.
Amalgam
This is
and a Haunted Dead.
ridiculous. Zach doing a good job of giving hugs. His hugs are probably some of the best hugs I've seen all day.
He's also put the hug into a separate pile from the rest of his graveyard.
Well, that hug's the special hug, Samuel. That's the hug that started it all.
It made sense to me when the creatures were in a different pile
Oh, sure.
than the hug. But now that one of the hugs is in the same pile as the creatures,
Yeah.
it just seems disorganized.
Well, this looks all right here. The Insolent Neonate, pretty good setup. Crypt Breaker, gonna make a zombie as we discard a Haunted Dead for Jeremy. Now we'll probably see the zombie attack.
The zombie's getting in. That's free damage.
Yeah,
The Crypt Breaker's also
Crypt
getting
Breaker
in.
too. That's aggressive.
Well, I think he's at this point willing to trade with the Insolent Neonate.
Sure. I mean, knowing this Neonate will probably block and then die anyways before damage.
Potentially. No, might trade.
Really?
Well, because if he was just gonna sacrifice it, I assume he would block 2 damage.
You would think so.
Yeah. So they're gonna trade.
Okay.
These dorks.
Another
Oh, we have another one. We have another crypt breaker.
Interesting.
And a pass.
Wow, with the other Crypt Breaker in hand, I'm surprised. I feel like Jeremy would just...
That is kind of a weird attack, considering
Yeah.
that. Maybe he likes his hand so much that he wants to keep it all?
But then how are you going to fuel the Crypt Breaker? I feel like making zombies and drawing cards is half the battle,
Well,
but...
we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Oh, here's
We're
the
gonna
Haunted
return
Dead.
the Haunted Dead.
That seems alright. Haunted Dead actually being a zombie too, so now we have the ability to tap all 3 zombies,
We do.
lose a life, and draw a card. Is there a response? Oh, this... Are we going to eat an insolent neonate? What is this?
Gonna Kozilek's return.
Boy. I forgot this is the Emerge deck, so we
This
have
is the
access
Emerge
to
deck, we have
Kozilek's
Kozilek's
return.
return.
Oh, brutal.
Jeremy, though,
Yeah.
is going to now, I believe, get a hug of his own.
Yes, now Jeremy will hug.
He's gonna draw 3.
This card
And
is
get a chopper.
incredibly powerful. I wonder if Matt Dow just didn't know how to cast it correctly.
The hug?
Yeah, the hug.
It's possible.
I watched him cast 2 and hit nothing.
Clearly, he's like tapping his mana wrong or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Or not stacking his deck correctly. Uh-oh. Oh. The hugs are now together in a pile that makes me happy.
Okay, good.
Our irrelevant graveyard cards are now quarantined from everything that's going to come immediately back.
On resolution of a creature. Or,
I don't even think we need to cast a creature. I think we just bring back the crawler.
this is a nice way for Zach to set up the graveyard, though. I mean, it makes accessing the graveyard easier, and it allows your opponent to see the graveyard better.
And it's standard, so we don't have to care about graveyard order.
Yeah, correct.
Thanks for that, R&D.
No one's planning on casting anything that's like Hell's Caretaker or
Yeah.
Nether Spirit. Nether Spirit?
I
Yeah.
believe Another Spirit is the one.
Nether Spirit sounds right.
So what are we going to do?
2. Scrap Heap Scrounger.
Yep.
Get rid of the Neonate.
Bring a friend?
Get a Prized Amalgam, I believe. And he's still got mana up for the Haunted Dead discard.
Seems strong.
Seems real good. If he wanted to, I feel like he could make additional power here, just
could.
by eating the Haunted Dead. Oh, but he might want to.
His hand might be pretty strong, though.
Yeah, he does have an Elder Deep Fiend.
I heard that's a good card.
That's a fairly good card. I like that card a lot.
Comparable to Mistbind Click?
Yeah, it's close. Of spells I'd cast in Standard, Elder Deep Fiend is one of them.
Zach gonna crack for some damage. And
Oh, he might. Does he have the double blue for it, though? I don't think he does.
he might not.
Unless this land here
I
and
think-
here, but I don't think so. This is like a Spire Bluff Canal, I believe.
I believe so. That might be an island underneath. We'll see.
No?
He's chosen not to cast it, so we're gonna get another hug.
A lot of hugs happen in this match.
So many hugs. I approve.
Really
Hug-
enjoyed those hugs.
Hugs, not drugs.
I thought it was pugs, not drugs.
Hugs, not pugs.
Whoa, you don't like pugs?
So we've drawn a pilot for this copter, should we so choose, but we have still not drawn a blocker. We can combine our powers to make a blocker.
This was my problem with the Grixis Emerge deck, is you have to do so much combat math ahead of time because none of your creatures can block. So you're just like, well, alright. I'm all in. So against other aggressive decks, you're just like, sure, that's fine. I'm not mad. My creatures are sideways, your creatures are sideways. Are we going to discard a Haunted Dead X?
The only real way to play Magic, honestly.
Oh, jeez.
So we can
Nice.
get a Haunted Dead back.
Very nice. Spirit token inbound. There it is. And a nice spirit token at that.
More arcade post tokens. I approve. Gonna get another
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. So
Another
now we're just
scrappy
building
scrap.
power.
That's a large board
That is a large board.
against a solitary blocker. It's so large, in fact, it's creeping off camera. Makes some expressive hand gestures.
Matt Hauser says having the ability to possibly counter a hug seems very good to stop the hugs.
I don't know that you want to stop hugs. And I think
Oh, are we
a
going?
lot of these are going to just crash, yeah. Anything that trades with the copter and can't block
Yeah.
and is as functionally immortal as Prized Amalgam is, kind of made it for the red zone.
You know, one would say, Samuel, that pugs could be prized amalgams.
One could say that. One would be wrong. One could say that. Looks like the copter's going to block.
Are we gonna
It's going
get
to decide what it's going to
trigger?
block.
I think you don't you block a scrap heap?
Looks like he's blocked the amalgam.
Oh, it is an island. God, you were right. So he still has access to it. Oh, the lurking Elder Deep Fiend.
I don't even know if you want to cast it, though, because you might want to hold that Kozilek's Return until it's better.
I mean, that's probably true. But you can cast the Elder Deep Fiend and not trigger Kozilek's Return, correct?
That's correct. It's potentially an insurance policy that you want. Though, we're very quickly getting to the point where an end-of-turn Deep Fiend might just murder someone.
Yeah, it has the potential to just end the game.
It's not super relevant yet, because none of Jeremy's creatures can block.
That's it.
Yeah.
Zach's going to take game one without casting the Deep Fiend, too. I probably would have showed him the Deep Fiend and just said, Deep Fiend. Just give him a little nod, little tip of my hat.
So this is the finals, and they've probably seen each other's decks, but there's no reason to specifically show your flash speed.
It's
combat
intimidating.
tricks to-
It's intimidating. It's pretty
Is it,
spooky.
though?
Okay, it kind of is. Okay, so we've seen a lot from Jeremy's sideboard.
We have.
So what would you bring in here?
Probably the unlicensed disintegration.
Yep.
Kalitas might be very
Kalitas
good
is
against the opposing dredge deck. Potentially Distended Mindbend.
I actually think that
Because
card's
there's going to be
Right.
targets on both sides of that,
hmm
and if you can get that going, Transgress might also be good.
Sure.
But at some point you have to decide how much you're willing to water down your deck. For
I
that.
think honestly, you hit the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
As weird as that is, but I
Yeah.
think those are the 3 cards that I like as well. Now that is 6 spots, unfortunately, and that's hard to.
If your deck is so much based on these like engines, you need to be conscientious of that.
This is very true. We're going to take a look at Zach's Grixis Emerge sideboard. He's got 4 Ceremonious Rejections, 1 Key to the City, 2 Ghirapur Orreries, 3 Collective Brutalities, 1 Call the Bloodline, 2 Lightning Axes, 1 Unlicensed Disintegration, and 1 additional Wretched Griff. So interesting. Card that I like here, Key to the City. I played 2 of them in my Grixis Emerge deck, and I think they're phenomenal. They give you something. They give you a way to push your Wretched Griffs through,
Yep.
and your Elder Deep Fiends through. They give you a way to set up your engine, and they give you something to do with your mana on your turn, which generally you don't usually use it,
Sure.
right? We do a lot of things at the end of our opponent's turn, but I think that card's very good. Ghirapur Orrery is one I'm not familiar with. That's the if you have no cards in hand, you draw 3.
Correct. I believe it's if any player
Has no cards in hand.
they draw
Yeah.
3, which might be a problem, potentially sideboarding it against someone equally likely to discard their hand.
How do you feel about Call the Bloodline to try to go wide? I mean, it seems kind of. Does that produce the Lifelinkers?
It does. It produces 1/1
Vampire
lifelink.
Lifelinkers? I don't know if that's worth it or not. I mean, it's nice, and I may say bringing in one of them over having all 4 of the Smuggler's Copters is better, but
I mean, I would probably forego it just because your 1/1s don't necessarily trade very well with your opponent's creatures.
that's fair.
They're all they have 2 toughness, so you're gonna have to try and double up. and that's not always going to be possible.
Sure. Very interesting. Well, Zach is up a game. Grixis emerged, showing you why it's good. 4 Minister of Inquiries, 2 Insolent Neonates, 4 Kozilek's Returns, 4 Cathartic Reunion, 4
Minister of
Smugglers
Inquiries is an
Covenant.
interesting one.
That's the energy generator that allows you to tap and mill cards off the top
Correct.
for a certain
It
amount
is
of energy.
a 1/2 for 1 blue.
Okay.
When Minister of Inquiries enters battlefield, you get 2 energy. And you can pay 1 energy to have target player put the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Presumably, this is going to be yourself.
Yes.
So it's just a way to fill the graveyard.
Sure.
Get your synergies online. And we haven't seen one in play yet. I look forward to it.
It's an interesting card.
It is.
So both players going to check their hands. Jeremy going to be on the play for this final game, potentially.
Jeremy has a lot of lands in his hand, and I can tell because they're white bordered and hideous. And he's going to throw them back.
Don't bring that to the table, Jeremy. Don't feed that to your family.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Love yourself. Play black border cards.
Play Guru lands. Don't play other lands.
I mean, there's such a thing as some moderation.
We'll see if 6 is better for Jeremy. But as we know, having more cards in the hand during the dredge matchup is usually pretty good. If you have more cards in your hand, you can put more cards in the yard. I do have to imagine this has got to be pretty taxing on the players, as this tournament did start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and Jeremy's going to mull the 5.
This can't be smart.
It can't.
Was that 6 really bad?
It seemed pretty bad. It was 4 lands, I believe, Lightning Axe. And I didn't see the 6th card, but I can't imagine a 6th card that makes 4 lands and a Lightning Axe good.
Sure.
Sometimes you just have to mull the 5 and hope you draw a good 5. Maybe some hugs.
But do you want to hug on a Mulda 5?
I would think so.
If
you can gain card advantage by picking
Sure.
cards that you're going to get back, it's a good way to catch you back up.
That's probably fair.
And obviously, not every hand is going to be ideal for pitching cards, but you got to kind of be optimistic at some point. This looks like it has 2 ugly white-bordered lands, and it's probably going to be a keeper.
Crypt Breaker.
Yeah.
It's
Can you even
decent,
play
right?
off an ugly white-bordered swamp?
We got to turn one on a Mulda 5. You can't complain about that.
So we have a Thopter in hand?
Do you run that Thopter out is the question.
First you attack.
You always attack.
There's free damage on the table. You got to get that.
You got to get the free damage in.
Gonna
Now we
show
play our
your opponent
Thopter.
what's up.
There we
There's
go.
the Thopter.
Seems alright. What is he? Does he have both a Haunted Dead and a Prized Amalgam in hand?
I believe he has a Haunted Dead. I can't see the other card. Zach's just gonna play in the pass.
Oh.
The double Smoldering Marsh. Apparently no basics draw.
That's
Can be a little painful sometimes.
so we're gonna tap and discard. This is nice. I
We're
like
gonna
that. We're gonna
dish
make a
this Haunted Dead.
zombie. Yeah.
Make a zombie. Tap the zombie, create
Yep.
a Thopter.
That seems good.
I've seen worse plays.
What?
Oh, no, we're not gonna do that.
Why are we not doing that?
Perhaps we don't want to expose our Thopter to removal.
What removal could the Thopter eat that would kill it at this
Lightning
point?
Axe.
Yes, because you do have to discard a card, correct?
You do. But again, in the
In the emerge deck.
emerge decks,
Yeah.
not always that bad. Is that gonna use a dice that we can see? Thank you for that. And he's gonna get a hug. He's gonna discard that Minister of Inquiries.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy's gonna read Minister of Inquiries because that is a weird card.
Good assessment. I mean, that's the card you could technically play over Key to the City in the main board. Not that you're playing 4 keys, but I mean you could. The Perpetual Timepiece was the original card that went in that slot, and that card was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
Key to the City was much better. This card, I don't know if it's better than Key because it doesn't help us late game, but early on it probably does something for us. We're crewing up the Thopter at this
Key to
point.
the City more often seen in like the straight aggro decks.
Yeah.
Get some good madness enabling and stop your opponents from blocking your creatures. And we're coming in.
There's the attack. Gonna discard Prize to Malcolm.
And the Thopter's not going to eat that lightning axe he seemed concerned about, so
That's gotta be nice.
maybe some damage was missed last turn.
Could be at the end of turn, right?
It could be, but I imagine he would have done it before taking the damage if he planned to.
That's fair.
Unless he's afraid of some other 2-drop, but I don't see that as being likely. We're gonna get a hug. We are gonna get a hug.
We pitched a Swamp and
So many
Scrap Heap
hugs.
Scrounger.
Yes.
That seems good.
And we hit a land. Passing it back.
That was a good hug.
Somebody might get lightning axe now, but I am inclined to doubt it.
This is a good start for a Mold of 5.
It's pretty good. I don't imagine Jeremy has much to complain about.
I mean, definitely not anymore.
That said, he's kind of running out of cards in hand.
This is true.
I'm thinking about it.
Nope.
I decide not to.
A lot of land for both players.
Let me play Choke Desuary tapped. Even though I think we have a swamp in hand. Yeah. And we're going to show them that we have a swamp in hand.
Huh.
So that's a little weird.
That's kind of odd. Not really sure why we took that line. We had one more mana up here. What could we have done? I mean, that wouldn't have changed that anyway. He
No,
could have
it
showed
wouldn't have.
he could have showed the swamp, had the Choked Estuary untapped,
Slightly suboptimal, I think.
then still played it and discarded the swamp. Like,
Correct.
Gripbreaker gonna crew up the Thopter again.
Coming in.
Discarding Haunted Dead.
Zach looks like gonna axe the Thopter now.
Discarding a Prized.
I don't know why we waited for combat to do that.
Everything is... this is so odd. Oh,
It's a little odd,
what?
but it's also the 12th round of Standard. So-
Yeah.
Oh, we're not doing that.
We're not doing it. Okay. So we're just taking the damage,
We're
going to
backing
9. We say we don't like that. Now we're going to do it? What is happening? I'm a little concerned.
It's possible we're deciding whether we're in the end of the main phase or the end of the end step.
Okay.
Slightly relevant with the Price of Malcolm.
Just a little bit, but
It's a little weird.
Sanctum of Ugin. Okay.
It's a good one in the emerged decks.
It's pretty good.
We're going to get another hug.
Alright, so this is going to be discard 2.
Looks like a neonate and a...
Cathartic. Another hug.
Another hug.
Or no, I'm sorry. It was the Haunted Dead.
So
What am I
the Haunted
talking
Dead
about?
And,
Yes.
I think a neonate.
Yes, correct. Zach deep in the tank here after taking damage he didn't need to take. For multiple turns. 2 turns to be in fact.
Scratcher's coming back. It's going to exile Haunted Dead.
Yep.
It's gonna bring a friend.
Uh-oh. So now he's got a way to draw cards online, a way to be aggressive. He's
So
got
imagine a Coslick Return is incoming.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like from here.
I see one. I see a Kozilek's return. The question is, how are we going to get rid of the prized amalgam now?
That's gonna be a problem. So we're going to combat. It looks
I mean,
like
that thing's going to put us to 6.
in come the dudes.
This is everything.
This is a lethal attack, so it's gonna force. Oh, it's not a lethal attack. It's gonna be Coslick's Return anyway.
Yep.
Crit Breaker is also dead.
Correct.
Yep. Another Scrappy Scrounger. So there is onboard lethal, I believe, for Zach that he has to worry about. And another Scrounger in the yard. So it's time to get on the board. Or get your opponent off it.
What do we got to cast, though? Another Sanctum.
Looks like a land and...
So we have nothing up.
Oh. And we're going to attack for lethal.
Uh-oh. Something tricky's happening. But what can it be? We're discarding...
Bring back a friend
Yep.
into his jump.
Okay.
Ooh. Unless it's Disintegration.
Do we have an
In Jeremy's
Elder
hand?
Deep Fiend? Or are we just
It's a little
hoping
bit
to...
late for an Elder Deep Fiend.
Oh,
We're
boy.
going to get Disintegrated there, and that might close it out. It's going to take 3 if that resolves.
No.
And not be able to block.
No, because we can Elder Deep Fiend here and flashback Kozilek's Return. Ooh, boy, howdy.
Looks like we're going to Elder Deep Fiend and Flashback
Yeah.
Kozilek's Return.
That seems fine. So Kozilek's Return's going to take care of all the little babbies, right? Zach won't lose life
He will
from
not, because the unless Disintegrated will not resolve,
Yep.
targeting the spirit.
And we've sacrificed the Sanctum to, I'm assuming, go find another Elder Deep Fiend.
Yeah.
We're targeting the 2 lands he has during combat.
I imagine so.
And now Elder Deep Fiend is here to put Jeremy on a quick clock with his very cute tentacles and tiny face.
That's one word for it.
Is he a
Horrifying, reality-breaking
octopus?
monster. Might also be. He's an octopus among other things. Yes.
This is true. How did we get a prized amalgam? Oh, because of the Haunted Dead. Oh boy.
Tricky.
And now the tables have turned. Well, this is a lot of damage. But Jeremy could probably...
Damage, but he might want to hold back a blocker.
Yeah, but I don't know if he has to, because he can Elder Deep Fiend.
So one of the Scroungers is coming back.
Right.
That's something to keep in mind. He might decide to just attack anyway, and sacrifice his amalgam, presumably, to Deep Fiend again.
Yeah.
Here they come.
This is it. That's an attack for 8.
It is.
Holy cow. Jeremy down at 12. We'll pay 3. Well, if he does this, he doesn't have...
Shields are down then?
No. Oh, it'll be a
Oh,
Wretched
yeah, we got a
Griff
Wretched Griff.
to draw a card.
It's fine. And go find another thing.
What are we gonna find this time?
I don't know.
The problem is we kept an
Deep Fiends Forever?
maybe. No, another Wretched. Interesting. Oh, are we planning to sack the Deep Fiend here to the Wretched Griff to draw an additional card to have 6 powers worth of flyers in the air that if our opponent swings he can't block anyways?
That's potential line.
So we're gonna
We'll see
draw.
what we draw first. It's an island.
I didn't see it.
It was an island, I believe.
It was. Oh boy. We're gonna pass back. We don't have an energy to activate this, so Scrap Heap Scrounger's gonna make an appearance. Prized Amalgam
It's gonna
will
bring Prized Amalgam?
return as well.
Yes, it will.
It does have to happen at the end of his second main phase. Wow, butchered that. Voldarin Pariah is the draw. It's a fairly good card for shutting down the Wretched Griff in the air.
It is. Just gonna pass it back.
Interesting. We're going to discard 2 cards to get the Haunted Dead back. Make a Spirit token. Prized Amalgam trigger.
It's a lot of things.
It is a lot. Does this give us lethal on board? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
not.
12. It does if we have the
Well,
other Deep Fiend in hand, which we
Sure.
do.
Do
Because
we have to sacrifice one of our attackers to?
No, we sacrifice the Haunted Dead, and it gives us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, yeah.
Assuming
You do have to sweat the removal spell there, though.
What's that?
You do have to sweat the removal spell.
Yeah.
If you choose
Oh
to take
yeah,
that
for
line.
sure. Which is close because I didn't know Unlicensed Disintegration was an instant.
It is.
So I would have rolled right into that.
Yep. He's gonna take the
Oh, okay.
plunge line.
Well, this is new.
Well, there's only one blocker on the other side.
Yeah, but
It's probably gotta jump in front of the Deep Fiend. Or trade with him out. So he'll take 11 and go to 1.
what did he block? He chose to block the
He chose to
Amalgam.
block the Amalgam.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he's down to 1. Burn spell to the face. Nah, just kidding.
I'm just gonna hold it with Deep Fiend, I guess.
Yeah, that seems right.
See if his opponent can find a blocker before our next turn.
I mean, Jeremy knows what Zach went and tutored for. It's not like
Yeah, it's
he knows he has it in his hand, so I don't know how you try and play around this. I also don't know why Zach didn't just kill Jeremy there. That seems crazy to me.
well. When you're this far ahead, he
Yeah.
probably doesn't want to risk it.
Sure.
The removal spell.
It just seems insane. I'd risk it. Risk it all. You're in the finals of the regional. Oh, you can just use dice for counters. If you're playing, just get some small D6s, or even some large D6s if you don't need too many, and just use those to keep track of the 1/1 counters on your creatures. It's probably the easiest thing to do. Oh. Elder Deep Fiend's going to choose to tap this, and I'm assuming the multicolored choices?
I would guess so.
Yeah. I'm going to do some quick math in my head, and I don't think we're
Yeah,
getting out of
I
this one.
think Jeremy's also gonna do some quick math in his head.
Yeah? Is it good math?
Probably not for him, no.
Yes. Agreed.
This seems weird.
We're gonna bring back the Haunted Dead, it looks like.
And Castle of Darnborough?
Yes.
That could be good.
That seems alright. As it'll give us a spirit.
It gives us 3 creatures to sacrifice. And then we have a blocker for our opponent's last remaining creature. So we're not dead on board. And sometimes that's the best you can do.
Oh no, does Zach have a Scrap Heap Scrounger?
Uh,
Oh man, if he's got a Scrap Heap Scrounger, this will be a blowout.
I don't believe he does. He does have that unlicensed disintegration, though.
Yeah, then that's fair. Zach will take this 2-0 over Jeremy to win the SCG regionals here in Chicago. My gosh, good games. Grixis emerged, taking it. Red,
Yeah.
black, aggro,
Yeah.
coming in second, and then a slew of other decks that'll be posted online shortly.
They
So
will.
you guys will be able to check those out over at StarCityGames.com. We want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening and hanging out with us, watching Top 8.
Thanks for coming.
Tune in tomorrow as well to the stream, as we will have Top 8 of the Legacy Championship Trial featured there.
Yeah.
So that'll be a pretty good tournament as
You
well.
excited for Legacy?
I am
I know
excited
you're
for
excited
it.
for
I'm,
Legacy.
I'm
That
always
was a
excited
loaded
for it.
question.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yo,
level
you-
with our viewers here.
Oh, wow. Samuel blew me out right at the end. Just had to get the last.
I didn't blow you out. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that you are what we can call a fan of Legacy.
I am. I am a fan of Legacy, so make sure you guys check that out, and always make sure to head over to nerdragegaming.com to stay up to date on everything we've got going on there. We'll have videos and content coming soon to the main page, so that's very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Guys, that's it for us. We're going to sign off, pack up, and get out of here, as it's been a long-ass day. And take care.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.